Hi and welcome to Random Rogers Big Picture for the week of April 29th. First video in a while. Just one topic on the agenda this week, and that is knowing what your stocks are capable of doing. This is something I've written about several times before using, and I'll put links on the blog to the couple of times I've mentioned this one stock. Cummins Engine, ticker CMI, had a heck of a day on Friday. It closed up about $10, which was almost a 12% gain. The stock is not a tiny little company. It's a $10 billion market cap after the pop on Friday. So it's at least a mid-cap company. Had quite a lift. And the reason to talk about it, and this is the context that I've written about it before, is that often around earnings it has huge moves in either direction. And I'm not entirely sure why big moves go with this stock so often. I've never owned the stock. I have no plans to own it. It's just an example. But regardless of whether or not you can figure out the reasons why, the fact is huge moves for what would seem to be a kind of a mature business seem to go with the stock. And it's important if you're going to use individual stocks, and that is what I prefer to use most of the time, that you have to realize what they're capable of doing. If you don't know that a stock has a history of going down 15% on earnings, you're going to be in for a nasty surprise one of these times. As sure as Cummins was up 12% today, there'll be some other earnings report in the future, no idea when, where it'll go the other direction. It's gone down in the face of earnings far more often than it's gone up. I would note, though, over the last 5 years, just because it has had some horrible 1 or 2 day episodes, the stock has wildly outperformed the S&P 500. If you look at a 5-year chart on Yahoo, it shows the S&P, just eyeballing the chart, the S&P may be up 40% in that time period. That's a guess on my part because it goes from 0 to 50. So you can figure out what that is. But Cummins Engine has been up about 300% in that same 5-year period. So the fact that it has some track record of lousy earnings reports hasn't stopped it from being a good holding. And looking backwards, maybe it's something I should have owned. But again, to be clear, I'm not doing any analysis on it to consider buying it for the future. It's just an example. There are some stocks that you probably own that when they miss or hit a home run with earnings, they don't move at all. They move maybe 1 or 2%. And for them, that might be an out of the ordinary move. Again, blending together all of these different types of stocks is what makes a portfolio. Going into an earnings season, if all you have are names like Cummins Engine, and you turn out to be unlucky, you're going to have a bad month or a bad 6 weeks or what have you. Just something to be cognizant of. And this type of thing, I think, will repeat over and over. It seems to me that with Cummins Engine, this has been going on for years and years, and is all done, and is likely to keep on going. Something to keep in mind. This goes with knowing the fundamentals. Somewhere in between technical analysis and fundamental analysis, I suppose, but I think it's crucial to understand. That's about it. Short and sweet video. I'm wearing the only thing that we picked up on the Maui trip. I swapped fire shirts with the guys in the Molokai trip. We went to the fire station and swapped blue shirts. It says Maui on it because Molokai is part of Maui County. It was a great trip, but there is nothing to do there. There's like 5 restaurants. There's essentially no shopping. You really got to enjoy cooking your own food, sitting on the beach, and hiking. And for the life of me, I don't know what else there is to do. But we had a blast. That really is our speed, but it's not right for too many other folks. Have a good weekend.